Support for the Takeover Lounge is provided by the Arts Foundation for Tucson and Southern Arizona, funded by the City of Tucson and Pima County, with additional support from the Community Foundation for Southern Arizona. Welcome to the Takeover Lounge.
Yo, what is up, everybody? Welcome to the Takeover Lounge. It's Friday. Your man might be looking a little, how would you say?
Zion, you're freezing.
That's the face, though.
That's the face. Yep, that's a Z frozen face.
That's the hello face.
Technical difficulties.
Uh-oh, he's really frozen now.
Anyways.
I guess it's girl time.
How are you, Sycness?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. How's your day?
It was good. Work, and now here at the studio. We are having class today instead of Monday.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, so after this, we're having class.
Oh, perfect.
All right, am I better?
You're better. Ish.
Okay, good. Well, what were we talking about? Sorry, guys. I that connection. I'm in Phoenix. Whatever. We're here with Sycness. We are here with Sycness, and welcome to the Takeover Lounge. Sycness. I don't know if Danielle already told you that, but I'm gonna just say it again.
I appreciate it.
Of course.
I'm very excited.
Oh, I'm glad. We're glad to have you on here. So, Danielle, I don't know if you kicked us off already, so I'm gonna let you do you. Go ahead.
All right. Sycness. To start off, do you have a musical influence that would come to a surprise to most people?
A musical influence. One of my biggest musical influence is probably like old school oldies. A lot of people don't know I grew up on that. My dad was in the lowrider scene, so a lot of like old like Bretton Wood and stuff like that is what I grew up on. Things like stuff like that. The old cruising music. That's pretty much I think what inspired me with music. So like listening to a lot of oldies.
That's dope. Being out there in the low, like the car club scene, what was that like? Being like involved and around that.
It was a lot sometimes, man. I had birthdays at car shows sometimes, so yeah, we spent a lot of time. It was really cool though, because I never thought as I got older that I would be performing at one of them. So I got to perform a couple years at a couple car shows, so it was pretty fun, really exciting, really different.
That's real sick. So speaking of sick, Sycness. That's an interesting way of spelling it, and also an interesting name. How did you come up with that?
Honestly, my brother gave me that name. My little brother, Free Polo Ant. He's locked up right now, but yeah, he's the one who gave me that name when we were young. I started rapping a long time ago, so everybody used to always tell me that's sick, that's sick, that's sick. So it just stuck. He gave me that name. Before that, I used to just go by my middle name. Well, I used to go by Monique, pretty much. That was it. But he's the one who gave me my name.
That's dope. I like that. And then the spelling. How did the spelling come about?
I don't know. I just wanted to do it different. I just didn't want to spell it the regular, the Sycness. I wanted it to be different. And since then, nobody's ever spelled it the way I do. So it's kind of a good thing.
Yeah, not at all. Like when you type in Sycness, you're the first one that pops up into anything. So that's pretty tight. I'm not. So kudos to you for that one. That's awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty dope.
If you could have your music the soundtrack to any movie, what movie would it be?
Oh shit. That's a tough question. It's Might sound crazy, but I would probably say an old school movie called Mi Vida Loca and How High. A
Mm.
mixture of both of those. Mi Vida Loca,
Definitely.
a little more about like, the way I grew up, like the lowrider scene and being and I grew up on the south side of Tucson. So, a lot of gang stuff and a lot of things that I seen growing up. And then How High, because I'm a big smoker, man. It's a big part of my life. So I would say those
Definitely.
two movies probably combined into one. I'm
That's
like a
that's a
real
great
movie
answer.
fan.
That's awesome. Um, what made you or who made you want to rap? I mean, we talked about oldies being the influence on you, but what made you want to rap and pursue it?
Hmm. Rapping, well, I think it just really came. I don't think anybody really like made me want to. Honestly, like I,
Mm,
I grew up more on R&B,
okay.
and I think it just transitioned from me writing a lot of poetry. Um,
Okay.
I started with a lot of poetry. I have books and books still to this day of poetry that I've written. So, um, it honestly started with me singing R&B music and writing songs like that, and then I just felt like I was nervous to sing for years in front
Mm.
of people. It's different than rapping, so um, I held off on it for a really long time. But I'm not scared no more. so, so yeah, I think it's really just the poetry, honestly, that like helped me transition into the rap.
Wow, I didn't know. I would have known that about you. That you were a poet back in
Yeah,
the day, and still are. I mean, you still look back into your books and you're like, oh, I remember about this. I remember
yeah,
that. Catch yourself reminiscing sometimes.
hmm
That's
yeah.
dope.
I recently went back and wrote like I hadn't wrote like a poem in a long time,
Mhm.
and I did, and it was pretty bomb. I might have to
That's
turn it into
awesome.
a song.
Do that
Yeah.
thing.
Yes.
It's funny because as we're doing this interview, I listen. Obviously, we listen to your music. I mean, because we wouldn't have you on there if we didn't. But it's
Mhm.
like some of your music's kind of like in your face, rapping, and then we sit down with you right here. She's like, "Yeah, I'm just saying, I sing a little bit." I'm like,
Yeah,
"Where's that singer out there in my face talking about
yeah.
she's the best MC out here?"
I think like honestly, like I'm going through like a real transition right now with my music and with myself, with life, with everything. So I think that has a lot to do with my me trying to be calm. I mean, I can still don't get me wrong. Like I got them songs I've been working on that are still out there in your face like that. Like I know
Right.
the Have No Fear video had everybody all hype,
Exactly.
me pushing
Yup.
enzyme and shit. So I mean, I could still that's me. That's how I started. That's the rapper in me, and that's the kind of music that I always made like for years and
Hmm.
years. So I think I'm just slowly trying to like that's where sick comes from. I'm trying to self my care right now. Self your care. I'm trying to transition even the name. So eventually I'm gonna go by sick and no more sickness. And I haven't
Wow.
really talked about that to anybody yet, but why not talk
That's
about it on
that's
here?
that's an exclusive right there. I'm glad we got
Yeah,
that one out of you. I was like, I
yeah,
didn't even have to pry for an exclusive.
yeah,
All right, that's good.
yeah.
That's dope. What makes you want to in this transition period? What made you want to really get to that point?
Mm, honestly, coming to class, like coming to this for the record class, like meeting Tommy, like I knew about him before, but meeting him and like him teaching us not to be scared to be ourselves. Um, I explained it, a lot to him and other class members who just recently joined and stuff. Like it has a lot to do with rapping is you got to be tough, you got to be that. I felt that way my whole life at least. Like I felt like I rap with a bunch of guys. I got to be the tough, strong girl. Like I
Mm,
can't if I talk about this or I talk about my feelings or this or that, they're not going to want me to rap with them. That's how I
mm,
felt for a long time. So I think I was just scared to be not a girl, but like soft. I guess like
right.
it's not easy, I guess, to be rapping. I rapped with a bunch of guys my whole life, pretty much. That's how
Hmm.
I started rapping with one crew, then another crew, and then now I'm just by myself. Well, me and Moss, but now it's just really, I guess, trying to transition into being just more myself, like bringing going.
Mm,
Tommy taught me to go back to my roots, and I guess that's what I'm trying to do in my music. Go back to my roots. I found love. R&B will always be my first love. I'm not saying that's what I'm gonna do because I'm not a like singer. I ain't trying to be
Right.
Beyonce, you know what I mean? You know Beyonce, but
Right,
I
right.
just trying to be myself, and like I feel like what you can get stuff through with rap, but you can also get stuff through R&B, and like I just want to be able to be myself, and really that's what it is.
That's awesome. I love that.
Uh, that's awesome, sick. Um, what are your ways to manage stress? Like, what are your coping mechanisms? How do you get yourself out of like that clouded judgment of yourself?
Wow. A lot of people who know me know I'm very honest. Like I'm very honest about how I feel. I'm very honest about what I'm going through. I'm very out there, and I do a lot of lives myself, so everybody kind of gets to come into my world. And I've been doing them for probably like 2 years plus, just going live to talk to people because I'm kind of bad with responding. So I feel like if I go live, I get to interact a little bit more with them. Um, Honestly, like my stress, like smoking would probably be the first one, like to relieve my stress. But writing music, man, and honestly, like I've been going through a lot with life lately, and these last few months, working like as hard as I've been very, very happy. Like I've never felt this happy. Like I have so much going on behind, you know what I mean? But
Mhm.
I'm still very, very happy. Like if that makes any sense.
No, that does.
Because it's me,
Definitely
I
does.
don't know, this music just makes me feel alive, and working and like these videos and photo shoots, just staying productive, doing recording time. I try to do something at least every weekend, at least twice a week, something. It's just that's my biggest stress reliever right now.
That's
At least
amazing.
just working on this music.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. I gotta say, Daniela, when we ask these questions to these artists, I mean, they're really it's almost comforting to hear that music is their main source of how they can relieve their stress and how
Yeah.
they use it to their advantage. And it's awesome to see that you guys picked that medium to showcase, or to relieve yourself from any stressful situation. I think it's so sick because you can hear the passion in your voice about it. As soon as you started talking about music, your eyes lit up, and it was
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's where I want to be at every day.
Yeah, if I could, man, I would. If I could. That's the goal though. That's the goal. Eventually this
Exactly.
be my full-time job.
Hmm. I feel you. Well, would you rather be like a mega superstar, or would you want to be like a low key star? Like when I think of like a low key star, I'm thinking like Kendrick, Cole, or would you rather be like the mega stars that are out there and all
I
that
think I'd
stuff?
rather be low key.
Yeah,
Yeah, and I think I'd rather be the low key. I mean, I like to be all fancy and shit too. You know what I mean? I like to be all get on my bougie shit too. But I think I'd rather be the low key. The chill.
I
Be ha-
feel
you
it. Don't get it twisted. Hey, Sycness be stepping when she steps out to Thunder Canyon. She be stepping out, yo.
I,
Last time, yeah, last time we saw her, she
she's
had the big
dressed
floppy
up.
hat on. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
okay, that's Sycness right there. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying, man. We're trying. I'm trying to rebrand everything right now. Like I'm trying to, from the image to the name to the music to this for the record class like literally changed my whole life. Like honestly.
Yeah. So let's talk about it then. What got you? How did you find out about the class, and how long have you been in class for?
Um, so I knew about Tommy for a while, but I had never met him, and it's crazy because he went to a show that me and Moss were performing at before me and him even linked up, and like I ran into him probably like 3 months before he even started the class. But to me, I told him this the other day. I feel like everything happens for a reason, and he went out to that show just to take pictures, and a lot of people don't do that just to
Mhm.
show up, just for a show that they're not at. And I think he posted it on Facebook like 2 months after that, and I've been a member of the class since it started.
Mhm.
And it's been about a year and 3 months, 4 months.
Wow,
So yeah, and it's fucking awesome every Monday, man.
that's
Every Monday,
awesome.
and I gotta go to work the next day, sometimes at 4 in the morning, but I do it.
Yeah, that's that grind for sure.
I
Then
do it. We do it. A lot of us, you know what I mean. But we love being here, man. This is our our safe place right here. I swear.
definitely. And what have you been learning? Like, what are something like what's the main thing you've learned so far from that class?
Content. Content, content, content. You want to have content. That's the main thing that I've learned from this class, that, being myself and content. Like, you always want to, you think that just because you have this done doesn't mean, something else doesn't got to get done. Pretty much. Like, you got to stay, you know what I mean? Have something lined up. Like, when I started this class, I got me a whiteboard, because that's one of Tommy's things, the whiteboard. And literally the whiteboard helped me. Like, I never had no music released until I started this class. Like, I didn't have none on Spotify, none of that until I started this class. So since then, last year I released probably like 16 songs, and this year so far I've released. So yeah, he's shown me the way, man.
Definitely. Shout out Tommy, man. One time.
Shout out Tommy, for real. Shout out to Urban Legend Studios. He holds us all down.
Definitely. It was funny because you mentioned how like you've been dropping, and I've noticed. I mean, I did the couch, and you've been dropping. Like, we would say your name every week. It would be you dropped every Sunday.
So Sunday.
How were you able to keep that consistency up and the momentum? I know sometimes it can be draining at times. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it sure can. But I don't know. I think I got that in my head. Coming to this class, man, I'm telling you, he tries to hold us accountable for certain things that we want to do. And, I just had all these songs ready, and I still do. I have about like 10 ready to go, and like, jeez. Yeah.
She's out.
And that's my solo stuff. So like, I'm just deciding whether, I want to release project and, an album, or what I want to do, or just solos. Cause, if every Sunday, that's 10 weeks, like, you think about that's 10 weeks. So, but this Sunday I do have a music video coming out. So
there we go.
For that one. Yeah.
We're definitely on the lookout for that one.
Yeah, I'm really excited for that one. I got to work with a different videographer from Phoenix, Pyro. So it was pretty fun. I did that video, and then I went straight to California on vacation. So it was really nice. It was fun.
Oh, that's awesome. That's definitely awesome. You're like, okay, I'm gonna work for a minute, and then I'm going on vacation. Don't hit me up. I'm gone.
It was really fun.
That's it.
What are some of your biggest challenges you face trying to promote your music and build your fan base?
I think like interacting, I guess. Like, I'm bad. Like I said, like, the only way I really do, I'm trying to get better with it, with responding. So I would say interaction, like, really is what kind of is hard for me. Like, they'll comment on things, and then I won't respond if it's on a post, I would say. So I feel like me not doing that is not going to get them to want to share next time, or this or that, so I'm trying not to do that as much. Also, being stuck on Facebook. Like, I feel like I got to get off of Facebook and go out to other, more Instagram, more Twitter, more, because Facebook's not the only platform. And that's one thing a lot of us are stuck on sometimes. So at least with this music stuff, like, I feel like we got to promote it more in other places besides here. So I'm trying to learn that as well.
Definitely. That's probably a hard transition. I found myself having a hard time, like, learning new apps, and I'm young as hell. So it's like, how am I having trouble, navigating these newer apps? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, I feel like my grandma was just like, yo, how does it work? I'm out here asking my sister, like, yo, how do I like this, or how do I reach? So I get you. I feel you on that. So hard, so different.
Yeah. And I think also being like your own promoter, your own, like, I'm at work sometimes making those damn videos that I share, you know what I mean? Like, I do all that by myself. So it's a lot of work.
It is.
I'm working literally while I'm working sometimes.
You're killing. Oh yeah, Danielle. We be blowing up Daniela like she don't got a job, like another job. We be out here just texting her like, "Hey, Daniela," she's like, "I'm working." That's funny. What's so interacting with like social? Actually, let me step back for a minute. I like talking to you because I feel like you're giving us like the different perspective of musicians right now. We really don't get into like the back end of the music stuff like we really want to, like how to use social media, how should I be engaging with my fans? So what has like worked for you with engaging with your fan base and getting new fan base or getting new fans to come to you? What's worked for you?
I think the lives, like
Mm,
lives, literally. Like I've had people from like England and stuff like that contact me on live. So I have a girl who messages me all the time who's overseas, and like just I think that actually because I've gotten a lot of people that I don't even know that will be like for real the live, because even randomly like my mom, people will go up to her and be like, oh, I know your daughter, she does the lives, or she does this, or she does Mastic Mondays, or she does, things like
mm.
that. So like they just know me from being live. So it's I think some people even know me from being live and not even making music sometimes. They're just like, that girl's live on there singing again or whatever she's doing.
Aww.
That's
So
tight.
I would say pretty much that.
So
The lives
so
has brought them.
so if you're an artist, you would for these artists, you would recommend going live and
I
seeing
would,
where that
because I
takes
feel
them.
like a lot of them don't do that. Like
Definitely.
honestly, like I think like bigger ones do, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like Instagram, they do, but I feel like a lot of locals don't. A lot
Yeah.
of local
No.
artists really don't go live. At least on like I don't see very many. Like they will
Yeah.
when they're like doing stuff, like if they're doing a video or they're doing this or that, but they don't do it just to talk to their fans, I feel like. And I feel
Mm.
like that's one of the biggest things to do. And I'm bad with leaking songs, but it's not, I'll show it and I'll play it while I'm alive, but they're not going to hear it. I feel like it's not a big deal because they're not going to find it anyways. You know what I mean? If they want
Right.
to
Mm.
look for it. So it's not that big of a deal to show them while I'm live. So I don't
Right.
know. I like to just get on there and smoke and talk with everybody.
Yeah. That's definitely a vibe. What's what's something like? Were you ever like camera shy, or were you ever like, oh well, I'm just gonna sit here and look stupid and talk to my camera, like you know what I mean?
I don't think I ever was on
No.
it. Like, I mean, I was shy. Okay, yeah, I was. Like
Mm.
when I first started rapping, I was shy. But I think when I just started the lives, I was just like, I went in. I was like, I'm not. Oh well,
That's awesome.
because I think
Yeah.
I was so insecure for a long time. I was like, I'm getting older. Oh wow, they're gonna love me or they gonna love me. Like,
There you go. You
you
only
know what
got
I
two
mean?
options.
Like, yeah, you gonna love me or you gonna love me, or you don't have to be on here. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, pretty
It's
much.
true.
So, yeah.
I love that. I love that so much.
Aw. Uh, let's see. What? How would you define success?
Mm.
Hmm. Feeling fulfilled, I guess. To me, fulfilled, like success to me is not money. Success to me is not material things. To me, success is just feeling fulfilled. Like I'm starting to feel successful with even just a little bit of things I'm doing. Do you know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
I don't know. It trips me out. Like it might sound stupid, and Moss laughs at me because me and him been getting recognition from a lot of the rappers here that I never thought would fucking fuck with me, like know who I am type.
Right.
And like Marley and Cash, some of them greats, like for them to recognize me and like to be showing me love, like that makes me feel successful. Like feels like
Mm.
I feel successful in what I'm doing, at least with my music. And that's the biggest thing that I'm trying to push for right now. And just other things, like I feel successful when my son comes home with good grades, like
Mm.
when he accomplishes things. To me, that's success. It's not even about like you know anything else. To me, it's just about the feeling. I think feeling of being successful.
Definitely. That's awesome. It's awesome because I didn't know you had a son. I didn't know you had a child. So
Yeah.
this is
Yeah.
interesting because we talked to Cash, we talked to other rappers that have children. So what does it mean to be a musician and have a child?
Oh, it's hard. I mean,
Hmm.
my son's 13 now. He's gonna
Oh
be
wow.
13. So I've been doing this since before he was born, but I just wasn't doing it like this. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I've been rapping, I've been doing shows, I've done shows at a lot of places, but I just never was putting content out. I wasn't working like this. And I feel that now he's bigger, he understands. I'm gone a
Definitely.
lot. I'm gone a lot now, but he's older. And it's so adorable because now he tells me, "It's okay, mom. You're working on your dream." Like he understands. He that's what he always tells me. Like, it's okay, mom. You're working on your dream. Like you're following your dreams. He tells me. So
That's awesome.
that makes me feel successful.
That's a great kid right there. Yes, that's a
Yes.
great one right there.
Yeah. He's funny. I have a song I did with him when he was probably like 5, I think, and he talks in the
Wow.
beginning of it, and he's funny because he's so big now, and he's like, "Mom, play our song."
Aw.
That's awesome. Those memories last forever. You know what I mean? Especially
Yeah,
because you got to record it. So now it's like forever,
yeah,
forever.
yeah. He's got to
Mhm.
perform on stage with me a couple times. I took him up there just to do his little part. He was real happy.
That's
So it
fun.
was it
That's
was
so
That's
really
fun.
fun.
cute.
Does he brag about his mom sometimes? Like, hey, yo,
Yeah.
my mom's rapping. My mom's
He
out
wears
here.
he wears my sickness mask to work. I mean to school. So people are like, "What's that?" He's like, "It's my mom." And they're like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "My mom raps. She's a
Aw.
rapper."
That's so cool.
Yeah, and
That's
he's a
so
little
cool.
singer, man. He loves to sing. Like he's been in
Oh,
choir his whole like since I think second grade. So he's a little singer.
oh, we got to come up. We got
Yeah,
another. We got one on the rise.
he likes to sing.
That's dope. Are we gonna see him in a record soon?
Hopefully he'll get
If
off that
he's
damn
feeling
video
it.
game. Hopefully get out them video games.
Hey, I heard the video games be making a lot of money for
Uh,
families out there. So
right,
shoot,
right.
get him set up on the Twitch. He'll be set.
For real.
So, what was like your first ever record you recorded by yourself?
Hmm. By myself, like, so I used to record on tapes and stuff by myself, that long
Yeah.
ago. But like first like song like by myself was probably a song called "I Hold the Crown," and that was
Mm,
probably like 13 years ago.
wow.
Yeah, that's
Do you
probably like one
remember
of
it?
my first.
Was it in like a studio or was it what like in a
It was
bedroom type of
it
thing?
was in a studio and it was in the bathroom. I remember we had the long ass cord. We had the long ass cord going from the computer and stuff to the bathroom. So yeah, I remember that. It's
Yeah, I was like,
funny.
it's hard to forget.
And the way he made me record, he wouldn't let me do a hook and then a verse and then he made me record the whole song at once.
Just a one
Yes.
take.
Yes, it was such a pain in the ass. Like you do your hook, you do your verse, you do your verse, you do your hook. I was like, "Are you kidding me, dude? Like, I'm gonna die right now."
Wow.
Yeah,
But
but
hey, but
yeah,
it made you better though.
yeah, yeah.
Shit. That's dope. And is that on streaming platforms yet?
That one I think is on SoundCloud only. I
Okay,
hold the crown. That one is on SoundCloud. I have a lot of
definitely.
old stuff on there, man. You can hear it. So that one's still good. Don't get me wrong. That's probably one of my best ones. Like when I used to perform that one back in the day, everybody used to love it.
Yeah.
But yeah, but those ones are all pretty old on SoundCloud.
So we can definitely hear the growth for sure. I mean, if we went to your SoundCloud to now to your Apple Music and Spotify, now, I
Mhm.
mean, you can definitely hear, you know, the cadence is different,
Yeah,
the confidence is there even more. It's like it's really dope. It's really dope to see.
thank you. I
Of course.
appreciate that, man. I think it took some years to get there.
Yeah, I mean, it doesn't happen overnight, but you've been perfecting your craft for sure.
Yeah, and the
And
job
setting you
ain't
up.
done.
Yeah. Shout out Kobe, RIP to Bean. Job ain't done. You
Hmm.
know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Gosh. How did you and Moss meet?
Me and Moss have known each other probably for like 9 years, actually, but a lot of people don't know that.
Wow.
When I was, we were both in the rap scene like back then too. But we just, like I said, we chilled with different people at that time. But he started to work with me. We started working together at the Grow, and that was 2 years ago. And in the beginning, we were just chilling and making music together, like not together, but then we started to make music together. And then it's probably been a good year since we've been, or year and a half since we've been like working together.
Nice. And then what made you guys actually like agree to do music together? I mean, obviously you guys did music separately. What made you come
Mhm.
together?
So at first he didn't want to. And, at first he didn't really want to. But we started to like the first song we put out, we started to get a lot of love, and I don't know, we just wanted to do something that guys and girls can vibe to. Something, and a lot of people in the city weren't doing nothing like that,
Not at all.
there's nobody, a guy and a girl, and
Nope.
I don't know, we just became really dope friends. Like, first of all, before we started to do the music, like, he loved my raps, I loved his raps. And then we just, we did our first song and we did the first few lives, and it just, after that, it clicked.
Mm-hmm.
And we decided to be Moss Sick.
That's awesome. That's so sick.
Yeah.
And like you said, nobody is doing that here in the city or in the state. To be honest with you, I don't think I've seen a duo like you two
Yeah.
that consistent. You know what I'm saying? So
Mhm.
that's genius. I don't know whoever came up with that idea first. Kudos to you.
I'm just
That-
kidding.
Whoever did-
Me.
yeah, give yourself the credit, damn it. Do it.
No, it's been a whole vibe, man. It's really fun. It's been the whole vibe. We're still trying to do our solo stuff as well too, as we're
Definitely.
doing. But we've also talked about maybe even taking a break from our solo stuff just to focus on just my sick.
That's
But
dope.
we'll see what
What
happens
was
in the future.
when was like the turning point where you're like, oh, actually, this is working? Like, what like analytic or what bell went off in your head?
Um, I think like when we started to do my sick Mondays.
Okay.
I think that's what it was, because we were just making music, and like the songs we're putting out right now, we've had done for over a year.
Mm. Wow.
They're old to us but new to everybody. Like the music video we just dropped, that song's a year old.
Wow.
Yeah, so a lot of them they're old, but I think doing the Mostic Mondays is what we saw. People were like telling us, "Oh, you guys are a whole vibe. We love your vibe. We love it." Everybody always would just tell us that. Like, we literally would have people inbox both of us and tell us, like, I love watching you guys. You guys are so dope together, and we weren't even doing anything at first. We were just, same stuff I would do when I'm live, and that's still pretty much what we do. But now we have people, like, if we don't do it, if we miss a Monday, they're like, "Oh, you guys didn't do my sick Monday today." Like, like,
You're
okay.
like, oh shoot, we need to come back then.
Yeah. See, so I don't know. I guess the lives have a lot to do with what's helped me, because that's
Yeah.
helped both of us as well. Like, he was really shy at first, but he's
Yeah.
not no more.
you created a beast now. It's out.
Yeah.
You're like, now I can't even tame it. I can't even control it no more. It's just
Right?
that's awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and take a little halftime little break. We're gonna go ahead and run our sponsor of the Takeover Lounge, Cartel Coffee, little commercial. You can enjoy my little voiceover that I did. I'll tell you all a secret. I mute myself. I take off my headphones and everything. I don't like listening to my voice. So we're gonna go ahead and roll it. Hopefully you guys enjoy listening to my voice. So let's go ahead and do that, mankind. Cartel Coffee Lab is the place to get coffee, especially if you are in Arizona. They have locations in Tucson and in Phoenix. The specific location is the downtown spot in Tucson. This is definitely the place to come to for a first date, you know what I'm saying, or even to crank out some work or hold a little meeting. Now let's say you aren't into coffee like that. Well, you're just in luck, because they have other options, like their teas. If you were to ask me what I would recommend, I would definitely say the chai tea with a splash of almond milk will do wonders. It's absolute fire. You can find links to Cartel Coffee Lab on our website, takeoverlounge.com. Thank you, Cartel, for sponsoring Takeover Lounge. Cartel Coffee Lab makes beverages so good, they should be illegal. Yo, what is up, everybody? We are back. I hope you enjoyed that little cool little ad spot. And, before we continue on, I want to, if anybody's out there that runs a company, runs a business, we're going to put this out here, man. If you want to be placed onto the Takeover Lounge for the little brief segment, go ahead, DM us. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead. Don't be shy. DM us. We'll run a little ad spot for you, and we can talk it out. You know what I'm saying? But we are back with Sycness. And, yo, before we get back to Sycness, Daniela has a special announcement that we forgot to do in the beginning, but Daniela has a special announcement that she needs to do. So, Daniela, tell them the special announcement.
Okay. Well, there's a fitness and lifestyle brand called Elite Culture. One of my really good friends, Peps, started it, and I've been, pretty much buying everything from him for like 2 years now. So recently, we had a conversation. I've been helping him with like a lot of making the shirts. I mean, Z came one day and helped us out too, and he decided to bring me onto the brand, so I'm now part of the brand of Elite Culture. So
That's awesome.
if
Congratulations.
thank you. If any of y'all want Elite Culture stuff, I mean, you can hit up the brand page on Instagram. It's Elite Culture Apparel, or you can DM me or DM Peps at, I think it's Peps2121.
It's some crazy number at the end. Just type in Peps, you'll find it.
Just type in Peps, or you can find me.
Yeah.
But yeah, we have some like really exciting exciting new clothes coming out soon. And we're gonna start doing like a lot of the pop-ups at LA Fitness. I think we're gonna try and do some like other gyms as well. But you can find out more information on our Instagram. So yeah.
So we got a little brand ambassador
Let's
over
go.
here now. Okay, Daniela, I say yo.
Wearing one of them right now.
Use promo code Danny Will Takeover for a half off. I'm just kidding.
Peps, I did my duty. I did a full shout out.
Oh man.
He's been on my case all week.
Oh, that's crazy. So, Sycness, speaking of fashion and apparel, who and what influences your fashion?
I don't know, man. I think my fashion has to do with my music too, shit. Cause like I like to dress different all the time. I don't.
Mm-hmm.
I try to like mix it up a lot.
Definitely.
Yeah. So I think I like to like accessorize a little bit more, like the necklaces and
Okay.
earrings. So that's my stuff. Like I love that, But I think it just depends what mood I'm in. Cause sometimes I want to dress really girly. Sometimes I want to dress, with my tennies and my bandanas and. So I guess it reflects like my music. It's everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, pretty much.
I love your fashion sense, man. I mean, like you said, you do be changing it up on me sometimes. I'm like, wait, that's it. Oh yeah, that is Sycness. Cause I see the red hair. You know what I'm saying? So the red hair gives it away. So, but it's dope to see you doing it.
The last time I saw Sycness, it was a Moss 6 show, and she came out wearing heels. I'm like, how do you? I don't know how you do it, Sycness.
I know. I don't, man. For years I was wearing. For years I've been performing in heels. I don't even know how. I think I've messed my ankle up probably twice, but I never fell. Thank goodness. We're knock on wood.
Yeah.
I've never fell, but I've twisted my ankle from it. Yeah. One time at Mr. Head's on the damn cobblestone outside, I twisted my ankle. It wasn't fun.
Same, you too, Daniela?
Yeah, I'm just gonna start bringing tape to shows just in case. So if you trip, Sycness, I got you.
Right.
That's awesome.
Sycness, if you could pick any superhero power, what would it be and why?
Time travel. I probably want to go back in time. Fix my mistakes. No, probably like go back in time and like, I don't know, just fix things, do certain things different, talk to people who are no longer here, give them advice on things, I guess, that they could have probably, still been here for. Mm-hmm. I guess time travel, that'd probably be my biggest thing. And it'd probably be mainly that, to talk to the people that are no longer here.
That's awesome. That'd be awesome. It's funny because a lot of people say they don't want to go back in time. They want to go forward in time. So it's interesting hearing you say you want to go back. And it makes sense. I mean, talk to the people that were maybe, not doing so well that you could now uplift because of the knowledge you have now. So it makes sense. That makes sense
Yeah,
to me. Look at
that's what I
had
feel.
had to throw on my therapist hat real quick. I don't know where that came. Let me take that. I want to take over now, Joe. What the heck?
No, I be getting everybody thinking sometimes.
Yeah, you do. What was growing up? What was that like for you, especially on the South Side? I mean, I'm a South Side. I'm from Tucson as well. So what it was like for you growing up?
Um, it was tough. I mean, I went to a lot of different schools. A lot of my family is in gangs and stuff, so it was hard. My parents, they're great people, but they just were in their own little world sometimes. So
Mm-hmm.
we just saw a lot of things we shouldn't have growing up. Um, so it was tough, but I feel like it made me the stronger woman that I'm still weak sometimes, not weak, but I still fall down sometimes, but I get back up. And I know that the way I grew up has a lot to do with it. They say you're a product of your environment, and sometimes that's very true.
Definitely.
But it also made me stronger, man. But I don't know. And then some people, me, I grew up and I moved out of the South and I never went back. Like it's to some people that might sound a little bit, whatever to them, but
Right.
I grew up there, but I didn't want my son to be raised there just because,
Mm-hmm.
some people think it doesn't really matter what side of town you live on, but it just depends the people, the atmosphere. And
Exactly.
he went to school there when he was younger, and I took him out, and we've never went back. So he's doing really good now. I don't want him to grow up in that life. It's also a lot different now though too from when I was younger.
Yeah,
Gangs are not as the way they used to be. It's not, but it was tough. But like I said, it made me the stronger woman I am now. So I
definitely,
don't regret it.
definitely.
I'll always rep my Southside roots.
Got to.
Right?
I had a question. Hold
Is
on.
it gonna come back? Is it gonna come back? Is it gonna get there?
Yes. What would you, as a female rapper, do you feel like you have to work more than the male rappers, or do you feel like you're pretty even with the ones that you surround yourself with?
I feel like I have to work like 10 times harder, honestly, because no matter what, like they judge. Even if they say they don't, they do. Like not necessarily judge because I'm a girl, but they're gonna judge the rap. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? Like I just I feel like I've always tried to be just as good as the men. Like and sometimes I guess with confidence, I sometimes will outshine them with my confidence alone, not necessarily with the lyrics or with things like that, but I think my confidence will kind
No
of
doubt.
outshine the men sometimes. So that's what's
Definitely.
helped me stand out with rapping with a bunch of dudes. But I feel like, man, I'm in a man's world sometimes. I feel like, you know what I mean? I work where I work at too, it's all men. So I'm one of the only girl growers there. So it's like I'm battling all the time to just try to stay at the same level, I guess, at least. But
Definitely.
sometimes I'll be passing them.
Definitely. It's I find it interesting when we talk about women MCs and women rappers and artists is that there always has to be a look. You know what I'm saying? Like you just like why? Like it's like no guy really has to follow a certain look. Like if they don't want it.
I think that's one of the hardest things about being a girl.
I
Is
would
you have
agree.
to, yeah, because you either got to look like this or you got to look like this or be like, I think that's one of the
Mm-hmm.
hardest things as a girl is,
Yeah.
you're too small, you're too big, you're too tall, you're too,
Mhm.
it's just everything. I think that's one of the things that took me a long time to be confident with. It
Yeah.
was like, oh
And
wow, I'm me, I'm not gonna change. So if they don't like my
damn,
appearance, then like, oh wow.
definitely. And what got you to that, or what helped you get to that point of thinking?
I don't know. I think honestly, as I got older, I think,
Mhm.
and honestly, like lately meeting since I met when not met Moss, but when I started to chill around him a lot more, he kind of showed me like to be more confident around men, like that
Right.
I'm better than a lot of them. Like I've rapped with a lot of, guys, but he's actually understood and took the time to listen to my music and not just my music, but to me as a person. So he sees that I've worked harder than a lot of them. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that's just pretty much it. Like I just been trying to work hard, man. It's
Yeah, no, definitely. When we see it, I mean, that, like I said before, I mean, you're working your ass off and you're doing real good. And if you keep, I mean, what you're doing, you're gonna keep progressing and keep going. I mean, I'm pretty sure Tommy's already told you this already, but stick to the recipe. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? Because it's working. It's
yeah.
working.
He sure has, man. I'm telling you, he's. We had a nice photo shoot yesterday, and I can't wait till you guys see those pictures. Everybody's gonna love them.
I'm
Excited.
excited. I'm excited too. Tommy be going off with the photos. I know he out there listening to me. And Tommy, why you be hiding the camera? All of a sudden you want to be. But that's awesome. I'm glad he's able to do that for the some artists out here and for other brands to get out there, start doing other things. So
Mm.
what other things would you say you like to do besides music and smoking? I mean, what other things?
I like painting. I love to paint. I mean, a lot of people
Ooh,
don't know that either, but I love to paint. I know I saw you that you paint, girl. When I saw those, I was like, oh, that's so cute. Yeah, I love to paint. Like art was before I worked in the cannabis industry. I used to take care of like adults with disabilities, but I worked in like
oh,
the day programs.
yeah,
So we would paint the walls. We would paint everything, like
that's
literally
nice.
murals and stuff. So
Aww.
like, I love arts and crafts.
That's
That'd be
dope.
another fun thing of mine.
That's awesome. What's like do you have like a painting that you have like hanging up somewhere at your crib, or is it just kind
Yeah,
of low key type of thing?
I'm working on a big old sunflower. Of course.
Oh, okay, you're
I have
right.
a
Got
theme, of course.
it.
Yeah. So it's almost done.
That's
I
awesome.
haven't
That's
worked on it for a little while. Yeah, a couple weeks ago we went and took my son out to Picacho Peak and we took like some painting stuff and we'll
that's
do
nice.
that sometimes, just go somewhere and like have a picnic and take paint, and some
Yeah,
canvases and we'll just paint
Awesome.
whatever we see.
that's so tight.
Yeah.
Oh.
Mom and son time right there. That's quality
Yeah.
mom and son time right there.
You gotta
um,
do that sometimes. As much as I be working, I gotta.
hmm
yeah. During quarantine, what's one thing you discovered about yourself?
Mm. How strong I was, probably, because that shit drove all of us crazy.
Yeah.
I think that, like, how strong I had to be. And also that I could sing and not be scared because that's when I started, like, singing at home more and, like, writing more, like, the singing R&B stuff. So I think that's
Mhm.
one thing I also learned during quarantine, like, stop being scared, just do it. Um, yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. Stop being scared and do it.
Yeah, just
I'll
do
give you
it.
an example. I'll give you an example because if sickness wasn't enough. Last night, went out, did karaoke. I don't sing, but
Just
I
do
have
it.
good energy. I'm gonna give you that. I have good energy, so it distracts you from my bad singing, and you're focusing on me instead of my song. So go out and do it. If you want to do
We're still
something,
having fun
do
though,
it.
right? Watching you.
I was having so much fun,
Had the
so much
crowd
fun.
going.
Yeah, if y'all want to catch? No, I'm not gonna. No, I'm not gonna expose. I'm no sponsors. You know what I'm saying? If they wanna be on here, they got to throw some money our way so they can get sponsored. But but yeah, like Sycness said, just do it, man. Don't be
Yeah.
afraid. Practice and do the thing.
Mhm.
So before we let you go, I want to hear more about the sound that we previously heard from Sycness, and now you're transitioning into Sick. So what does that mean as far as your sound wise?
Um, so I think it went more from like the rugged gutter, you know, tough, to now just more of my feelings, pretty much. Because before it wasn't my feelings, it was just rapping about the topic. You know what
Right.
I mean?
Mhm.
Like, and now it's transitioning into my feelings finally. Like I'm not that's the thing I was scared of, was to talk
Mm,
about how I feel. I'll talk
mm,
about it like, in a post or to a person, but I won't talk about it in my music. I never did that. So
yeah.
I think that's what's transitioning, is I'm finally like talking about how I feel. And really that's what is going to get somebody to want to listen to your music anyways, right? Is that's
Yeah.
one thing I had to learn. Like that's how we make our core fans is through them feeling something, them understanding something. Like my song "Understand," like
Yeah.
I wanted them to connect with me more than just thinking I'm a dope rapper.
Right.
Um,
And
that has
it's
been the
hard to get
biggest.
that vulnerable.
Yeah, it is, man. I'm telling you, I've cried listening to some of them songs that I haven't released yet, but um, even the recent one, "Understand," like when I listen to it, I cry. Like, and
Wow.
it's weird, you know what I mean? My own music never made me cry,
Mm,
but the songs I've been doing lately have. But I'm not saying it's gonna be like this forever either. You know what I mean? I feel like
right.
when you go through things in life, that's the whole point of the music. I'm going through a transition in life right now, so I'm trying to self my character through my music.
That's awesome. That's so awesome. I'm looking forward to hearing it, firsthand when you finally get in there and you're like, you know what, here I am, sick,
So
and y'all gonna enjoy this because I love hearing people get vulnerable on their track. If I could,
yeah,
it could touch somebody else's, situation or lifestyle, that they're going through, and then know that they're not alone. So
yes,
definitely, I'm excited to hear.
yes. Thank you.
Of course. Dan, you got anything else?
Where would you like to see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I don't want to be working. I know that. I want this to be my full-time job.
Hmm.
I know that. I don't know. I would love to move out of Tucson. Like I love my city, don't get me wrong, but I want to go somewhere near the beach. Like I want to just make music somewhere else. Like I want to be able to, but I just know I want to be able to not be working. I know I want this to be my full-time job. I know I want to be able to hopefully buy my house by then. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Buy my home by then. For sure, that's the biggest thing. um,
Definitely.
but yeah, just that's hopefully the goal. I just really would, man. I'm hoping within 2 years to not be working no more.
Definitely.
But yeah, but all that's gonna come with just extra work and extra grind and extra hustle. So I have a lot more coming up, y'all. I promise. We're not like I have a lot more solo stuff coming up, and me and Moss got a lot more coming up. So just stay tuned.
Say less. And where can I follow you at?
You can find me on Instagram at Sycness, or you can find me on Spotify at Sycness. You can find me on Facebook, Danielle Moreno. You can find me Apple Music, all that good stuff. Just Google Sycness, Sycness.
There you go. Y'all got it there first. So you can follow us, the whole team, at Lounge Takeover. You can follow the media company at Takeover Media or Takeover AZ Media. You can follow me personally at Z__GIV. You can follow Daniela at.
Danny will take over.
And yo, I look like an accountant today. No cap. But we're going to get up out of here. I hope y'all enjoyed the rest of your Friday. Sycness, thank you for hopping on here and chatting it up
Thank
with
you
us.
guys.
Oh,
Thank you guys so
anytime.
much.
And before I let y'all go, I know I said I'm an accountant. We're going to let y'all go. But May 1st, we're celebrating our first year
Exciting.
anniversary, you know what I'm saying, at Thunder Canyon Brewery. If you haven't seen the flyer, we got a beat session by Lab Rats.
Yes.
We got Amazing performing, and we're Takeover Lounge, so we had to bring out the big guns for this one. We'll have ASCII back out on stage doing his thing for the one time since quarantine happened. So ASCII will be rocking the stage for us. Sycness, will you be in attendance?
Yes, I will be there.
Oh, you already know what it is. So
nothing
excited
but
to
love,
see that.
man. Nothing but love.
Exactly. Yo, we love your Sycness. Thank you so much for being on here.
Guys.
Thank you.
Yo, and we are out of here. Have a good Friday and a good rest of your
Have a good
weekend.
night.